The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, and a huge welcome to everyone. I'm your host, Daniel, and thank you so very much for joining the LeverX IQ RD content for Food and Beverages Industries webinar. We're so glad to have you guys today. So we have a wonderful presentation and a wealth of information to share with you guys on our SAP add-on extensions that will certainly streamline your SAP recipe development implementation. So we're really excited to share all this today. I'd like to introduce our LeverX webinar speakers today. We have David Kramp, who is our LeverX Director of Sales. We also have Natallia Arkhipava, our Senior PLM RD Consultant for LeverX. So without further ado, Dave, why don't you go ahead and take it away?
Thank you, Daniel. Yeah, so welcome everybody, and thank you for joining today's LeverX IQ RD content for the food and beverage industry. This is an exciting new offering that we've been constructing over the past few months that we're bringing to the market, and we're going to kind of go over what this is, the detail of what we deliver as content, and then Natallia will then also give a demonstration of this. Questions and answers. I'm sure you'll have some questions and answers. Please utilize your question or chat box that you have in your screen. So a little bit about LeverX. We are headquartered in Mountain View, California, and we have in the U.S. two major centers, Troy, Michigan in the greater Detroit area, where we have a development and implementation center, and King of Prussia, which is in the Philadelphia Newtown Square area of Pennsylvania, where we have an implementation center. We also have our European Delivery Center and Development Center out of Minsk, Belarus. We have been in business since 2003, and we have over 700 employees. The main goal of, sorry, my screen just jumped. The main goal that we have for LeverX is to help you leverage your SAP, your investment in SAP solutions, and particularly in the PLM arena, as most of the people, especially in the U.S., are engineers and have engineering technical backgrounds. So, quick thing about LeverX. Now let's go to the next page. Different things we offer our services in: business processes, strategic consulting, solution architecture, implementation and planning, execution and support, obviously. Specialized technical development services. So we develop inside of SAP, and we deliver outside of SAP as well. So we can build applications that will bolt onto SAP or bolt onto other applications you might be using. And lastly, we are also a software provider. We have what we have termed the LeverX Innovation Solution Suite, and this is a suite of products that help you use SAP more fully and to a more graceful, easy to use manner for your enterprise. And a couple of the products we have in there are IQ, which we're going to talk a little bit more about, our IPS, which is our workflow solution, very powerful integrated workflow solution inside of LeverX, or pardon me, inside of SAP. And BMAX is our bill of material allocation extension application. So this is a tool that allows you to work with your bills of materials and your material masters, and to build them, extend them in their views of the material masters and across many plants. Very exciting tool as well. Okay, so let's keep going on. We also, as I said, work predominantly in the product lifecycle management arena. This is where a vast majority of our projects are. And then typically what we're going to have around there are other types of applications that SAP utilizes and you utilize. Project and portfolio management, tied directly into product lifecycle management. Environmental health and safety, tied directly to product lifecycle management. So regulatory compliance checking, etc. And then Hybris. Hybris is SAP's solution for web-facing configurable sales order tools and ordering from a web-face interface, integrating directly back into SAP. We also do work with SuccessFactors and SAP Ariba, amongst some other ones that are out there, Celonis, and others. So quick overview on what we do. And my screen is just jumping everywhere today. Sorry about that. I think my My laptop has gremlins. Questions and answers. As I said before, please post any questions you have in the questions panel as you are on mute for this. And at the end of the webinar, we will repeat the questions out that you have typed in, and we will answer them. Additionally, we will also take any question and answer it. It will also be put into this deck. So any questions that are asked will have an answer inside of this deck along with the recording. Okay. So IQ series. So I talked about this, that LeverX has the LeverX Innovation Suite of applications, and part of that is the IQ series. The IQ series is just the LeverX way of having worked with many. I'm not touching anything. We must have some sort of build in here or something. Sorry about that. And now my screen won't go up. There we go. The IQ series is the LeverX approach of having worked with many customers, many implementations of what we hear as feedback from our customers on some of the user friendliness of the screens and the usability of screens within SAP. So we've taken the approach of making this more simple, more elegant, and more easy for the end user. So taking the complex and making it a much easier to use, much more friendly user interface to make SAP an application that your end users want to use. The parts of our IQ series is the IQ launch. We call it, your product simplified. This is the idea of you being able to take a product that you're launching and seeing all the detail of things that are going on inside of SAP to make it be able so that you can ship and sell it. So this is a detailed launch pad that you can look at the details. Is your system ready from an SAP standpoint to launch this new product? Are all your sales views created? Are all your material master view created? Are your documents released? Is the product costed? Is regulatory compliance been completed? These are all things that we can show you in a dashboard with the IQ launch. IQ Product Work Center helps you work smarter. This is the idea of one window to look at SAP and see everything that's related to your product inside of SAP and see the detail and then actually navigate to it. A very easy to use screen that shows you all the object links for, say, a material master or a product you're releasing and how to navigate there. IQ DMS, IQ Document Management System, a very simplified, easy to use Fiori-based application that helps your end user work with any device with SAP's DMS. Okay. IQ discussion. It sounds like what it is. It's the idea of having a Slack-like, discussion, the I am people, but have it linked directly to the object inside of SAP you wish to discuss, with the ability to have people linked to it, attachments linked to it, screenshots pasted into it, etc. IQ Publisher. We just did a webinar last week on the IQ Publisher. This is a tool that we've taken and built out that allows you to take and publish document information inside of your SAP out to the SAP Intelligent Product Design application. So this is a tool that allows you to use a number of search options, gather the information in a package, shall we say, and publish this out into the Intelligent Product Design cloud-based application that SAP offers for collaboration. So really it's a add-on there that this functionality is not in traditional SAP today that we've built out into the system. And then lastly, the IQ RD content. This helps you start faster, but I'm going to stop here because I'm going to bring the star of the show back in, and I'd like to reintroduce Natallia into the mix. Natallia, I hand over to you.
Thanks, Dave. All right, let's talk about IQ RD content package. LeverX IQ RD is a food and beverage content package that helps you to accelerate your project when you start SAP recipe development implementation. It is best suited for food and beverage companies that are implementing recipe development for the first time or looking to redefine base configuration. Let's say you already have recipe development, but you figured out that something is not set up properly with your master data, and now you want to redefine your configuration. So you can use IQ RD and do it more faster instead of redoing everything manually. IQRD content package is a ready-to-use master data set, but there are still few prerequisites for it. First of all, you need standard SAP delivered specification types and property trees for nutrients, nutrient groups, allergens, and so on. You also need configured units of measure, and those are standard like grams and milligrams. And you will require standard SAP delivered property tree for recipe development with composition properties in it. So what's actually included in IQRD package? The majority of it is a master data for nutrients. We deliver over 80 nutrients with units of measure description and labeling rounding rules populated. And we also offer several predefined nutrient groups like minerals, vitamins, and so on. You also get additional content for allergen specifications. We have Big 8 food allergens and extra, some allergen groups, religious certificate and groups, diet specification and diet groups, and also settings for 3 recommended daily allowance profiles or daily intake profiles for US, Canada, and European Union. Our content package is translated to 5 languages: English, French, Spanish, German, and Russian. So let's talk about how you would install and how does this package work. Customer will get an Excel file with the whole content, and at this point you actually can pick and choose what master data to upload. It is also possible to change specification ID. Let's say your company has certain naming conventions that you need to follow. You also can pick what languages you want to upload. For example, your company doesn't have presence in Russian region, so you don't need Russian language and translations in your database. We even allow you to add extra content, let's say another couple nutrients or create another nutrient group or allergen group. So you get some master content, but also will leave you some flexibility to pick and choose and play around with it. Once this Excel template is verified and ready, you will proceed with data upload. For data upload, we use another LeverX tool called LeverX. And LeverX is a data migration and integration application that actually doesn't require any development skills to set up and execute the projects. LeverX can talk to 50+ connectors, and it can be SAP and non-SAP systems. So it can source data from these systems and also can pass data to those systems. There is drag and drop functionality that allows you to easily create projects and do mapping between source and target structures. And there is also admin dashboard that helps you to track the progress of data migration and analyze errors or and fix also errors. You'll actually see a little sneak peek of this tool during our demo today. But if you are interested in more information, please contact us and we will provide you demo and additional information. Finally, our content can be installed on SAP ECC 6.0 System Enhancement Pack 7 and 8 or any version of S/4HANA. And there's one slide for additional information for LeverX Suite and link to our webpage to get extra information about it. Now let's have a look in the system, and I'll start video recording that we prepared today. So let's start with a content file. Like I mentioned before, it's an Excel spreadsheet. And there is several tabs with information. This spreadsheet slightly resembles structure of the specification object in SAP. So we have tab for specification header, where we have specification keys. That's a key of specifications that cannot be changed once you create this object in the system. There's also a possibility to change specification type and also add authorization group and validity period or change number if that's required based on the data model that is defined in your system for your project. On the next tab called identifiers, you will see respective information for each specification for each object, and there's description in 5 languages here. And there's other several tabs where we store information to populate property tree, like unit of measure and labeling rounding rules. Additionally, there is tab for content of recommended daily allowance structure. So like I mentioned before, your first step would be to validate this content, edit if required, and once you've done these steps, you can proceed with upload of this content to SAP. And I'll now going to see the LeverX Studio. I am in LeverX Studio right now, and the project for upload is already selected here. First of all, system asks me to connect to SAP system to pull all the necessary fields and structures from SAP. So what you see here now on the left side is the source structure, our Excel import, and each section here represents tab in my Excel. On the right is a target, our SAP object for specification. There is much more fields in the object itself, but here on the screen we pull only the necessary ones that we use for this data migration. If I expand section for Excel import, each field here represents column in my Excel spreadsheet, and you also see the mapping between fields. You need to select source file, and for this demo, I just created a simple example of one nutrient added sugar with all the information populated like you would see in the master file. So selected Excel, and again, you need to provide real settings for SAP system. You can use your personal user ID or system like data migration user ID generic. Next step would be to go to section for data upload. So that's a dashboard where you can do data migration and analysis. We recommend to start with simulation mode and select checkbox simulation mode. System takes couple moments to analyze all the records in your Excel file. In my case, it's just one record, and it returned with success message. But if I would have error message, I would always, I can always go back and see what was the mapping between fields, what went wrong, what is the error message. Now I want to go to the real execution mode. You also have possibility to pick what kind of log do you want to get, without log, short or detailed log. So that's also helpful for issue resolution. So unselect simulation mode, click button start. Now again, allow system couple moments to connect to SAP, and at this point we actually create object in SAP database. Now on the right side, I want to see the log. There is also a couple options. You can get all records or records with success. If I would have here error messages, you would also get respective log for each error type. So that's very convenient for huge data load analysis. And next logical step would be for me to go to SAP system, search for my specification, added sugars, click continue, give SAP system a couple moments to sync as well. And on the identifier step, you can see all the description in 5 languages loaded from Excel. Basic data has the fields. And if we go to properties, property tree for our nutrient, you see base unit of nutrient populated, as well as labeling rounding rules for quality and RDA profile. So everything that was loaded in my Excel is in SAP right now. Now let's go back quickly to one important slide. So what are key benefits that we offer with IQ-RD content? First of all, reduce time and resources required for manual data creation. You will spend a couple hours reviewing Excel template. You can install LeverX in couple clicks, and then it takes another couple clicks to upload the whole content. It actually saves you several weeks of data gathering and manual creation of master data in the system. And it also helps you to reduce risk by implementing best practices content package. With that, I yield the floor to Dave. Thanks for your attention, and I'm looking forward for your questions.
Okay, please go to the next slide, Natallia. Thank you. So on this slide, this is really just a one-pager of what we've talked about today. A nice, convenient, little tool that you can pass around internally. So if you find this content of use and you feel that you can use it, this is something that you can use to communicate internally with everybody. Has everything in one spot, including links at the bottom. So we have a web link to our website. We will also add a video link here with a recording of this webinar onto this one pager, so you will receive that when we post this out. So this is a nice way to communicate internally. What is this content? So this will be available for you as soon as we mail this the recording and the PDF from this day out. Next slide, please. Additionally, what we also offer is what we call the LeverX LRP, our rapid prototype. So in conjunction with the IQ-RD, we have the ability to come and provide you a rapid prototype project accelerator. So what we do here is in a matter of weeks, we will build out a fairly fully functional RD application suite in-house on your system. What we do is we come in and we agree with you on what is a viable product, that there's enough there that you understand that with this rapid prototype, I can pretty much do what you need to do with an RD tool and then build it out. So this really gets you a fully tailored RD instance, or a pretty well fully tailored RD instance that you can use as a springboard for your full PLM RD project. Things that we deliver here will be recipes, the specification property tree, labeling information, some document management, bills of material, material master, handover to manufacturing, change control process, and a customer's designed workflow. We can deliver this on site, we can deliver this on the cloud, or we can actually host it in our data center as well. That's how we can deliver this. Applications that we support are very similar to what Natallia outlined before: ECC 6.0, Enhanced Pack 7 and 8, S4 HANA. Obviously, the EPE, the Enterprise Process Formulation application, SAP Workflow Engine. And what we also will include in this is the LeverX IPS Workflow Engine to help manage your change control process. Depending on the scope, what we'd agree to with you as the customer, this will take 4 to 6 weeks to build out, and you'll have this ready to go. We train key customers and deliver it in Fiori NetWeaver Business Client. Key important thing, we will fix the time and the cost for this rapid prototype. So quick idea, marry this with the IQ content, and you can see what you can have and get going with your SAP RD PLM project. Next slide, please. Once again, please post your questions in the panel. And with that, I will turn it back over to Daniel to moderate and ask questions.
Thanks so much, Dave. You guys are doing great so far. Awesome information. All right, so let's turn to some questions right now from our audience and attendees. Again, we just welcome any questions. Feel free to write those in your chat box. All right, so first question we have, Dave and Natallia. So we have a question here. For which countries is the data set maintained? For example, different countries have different rounding rules. Feel free, guys.
Yeah, I will answer this question. So primarily we have US and Canada, and for European Union, it is a generic regulation. It's not country specific because yes, European Union has a lot of states in it, and
We made it manageable,
yeah.
I think is the answer there.
Yes, thanks.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you guys. Again, feel free to drop any questions you have into the questions chat box you see available to you guys. Let's go to another question we have here. Um, Guys, how do you handle IQRD content updates?
Okay, so this is a great question. First of all, this master data does not really change frequently. And if there are any minimal changes required, it's much easier for a project team to do it themselves instead of purchasing any tool or re-uploading any content to the system. But obviously our content package, if there are any changes, the base configuration of it will be always updated and kept up to speed with this world. So, thanks.
Thank you so much, Natalia. I have another one for you guys. The question is, how did you create this content in terms of the regulations you had in mind when doing so?
Yeah, so this question kind of repeats the first question in a way. What regulations did we use? And like I mentioned before, regulations for US, Canada, and generic one for European Union. But in general, how we decided to create this content is based on our experience and implementation of recipe development project for our food and beverage companies. So that's where we saw a need or opportunity to speed up this process.
Thank you so much, Natalia. I have another question for you guys. Again, we encourage everyone, feel free to drop your questions into the available question chat box available to you guys as attendees. So we have another one, guys, here. The question is, how does this package differ from the SAP model company offering?
SAP model company comes with much more than just master data. It has configuration and actually already includes recipes and specification for certain products. Our content package, let's say, it's just a subset of model company. And also our content package takes few hours to install versus SAP model company, and it costs less. Well, because it has less information in it.
Yeah,
so
and I think the key point here is the idea of the IQRD content tied with the LRP, which will give you a much more fully tailored configuration to your actual project versus the model company, which is very generic. And it just here's a recipe, here's a specification. You get what SAP gives you, where the LRP with the content provides the content, which is fairly static, like you said, and then the LRP, which gives you a first pass, very tailored. We've made a decision. You're going to have this types of recipes, these types of specs, and you're going to have these types of values in a property tree. So it's very much more reflective of an individual company versus a very vanilla, generic SAP model company approach. I think that's a fair answer.
Alrighty, guys. If you're ready, I have another one for you. Two-part question, actually. The first is the IQRD content tool, is that an add-on plugin for SAP? And second question is the Excel template. Can that be modified, or is it a fixed format Excel template?
Excel template can be modified, so you can pick and choose what you want to upload, or even add extra, like couple additional nutrients or groups. And I don't know, Dave, it's not really add-on. It's just a content package that you will be able to upload to your system.
Yeah, I think that's the right answer.
Technically add-on.
Yeah, so this is actually a data set you're going to pull into the system using the VLOX application. And the VLOX application, to the second part of that question, was yes, you can modify this, but because the VLOX is a stripped down version of the VLOX, it only allows so much change to that upload. So you cannot consider the content and the VLOX partial this a full migration studio. This is just a partial studio that will allow for minor modification to the load content sheet and migration. For full migration capabilities, you need to have the full VLOX application on site and ready to work out. Okay. Next. I think we have time for probably one more question here.
Yep, absolutely. Another question for you guys is, like, can you add your own content to the package available within the system?
Like Dave mentioned, yes, you can, but it is very limited on what you can add. So if you want to add additional nutrient or allergen, yes. If you want to add raw substance, no. So yes, you can, but it's limited.
Okay, do we have?
It should be within the content.
Do we have one more real quickly that we can maybe answer here? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what are any like prereq configurations like for the package?
Oh, great question.
Yes, so you need standard SAP delivered specification types for nutrients, allergens, and groups. You need standard SAP delivered property trees for these spec types, as well as you need units of measure to be configured in your system, like grams and milligrams, the ones that we use in our template. And also, actually, you need one phrase, which is less than, so that's also need to be set up in the system. But usually with standard SAP delivery, you will get all this content. If not, while first data simulation, VLOX will be able to catch all these errors, return it back to you, and you will know what needs to be fixed or what's missing in your SAP system.
Or we could help you with that as well, right? So.
Of course.
Yes. I think we are at the bottom of our half hour. If we have any more questions, as I said, we will capture those, put them in the PowerPoint, and have a textual answer for you. Can we go to the last slide here? Yeah, here's our contact information, Natallia and myself. Please feel free to reach out to us with any questions you might have on the ID content, on SAP PLM-RD projects, on migration of data, the VLOX tool, etc. The LeverX LRP rapid prototype. Daniel, can you wrap it up for us?
Yeah, absolutely. We just want to, firstly, just thank everyone for, their time today. Absolutely. Dave and Natallia, you guys shared just great information today as it relates to this tool and the capabilities and, that it can do for our customers that it's already accomplishing. So we just thank you guys for all the information. Again, if you have any other questions, we do want to encourage you guys to reach out to either David or Natallia with all your questions. They'll be glad to guide you guys through any questions and answers and that you may have as it relates to the tool. And again, we just want to thank you guys for your time today. And this would, I believe, Dave, conclude our session for today, yes?
All right. Yes. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Natallia.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye,
Thank
everybody.
you, guys. Bye, everyone. Thank you. Enjoy your day.
Close it.